Let's get started. Yeah, my camera quality is set like this because I want it to. Oh, and also because it gives that good a grainy effect that I used to have. I'll tweak it as we go. Hi all. Welcome to a new series that I'm going to be starting called My Reality. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. It's a goofy name. Who cares? um, this series is going to help. You know. Wait. Fuck. This series is gonna help me understand what the fuck I'm saying. Just I know I want to spout useless information on the internet that may or may not be helpful, and I thought this series might give a bit of insight to help me fulfill what I want to fulfill. Um, I'm gonna be expressing things in normal reality and in VR. Well, I'm gonna be expressing things in VR. Yeah, shut the fuck up. I grabbed it from the cable. I ran over the cable just as I was picking it up. So, haha. But yeah, I'm gonna be expressing things in VR through a world that I'm creating, and also, sort of things like mathematical equations. Where is it? Where did my food? Hold on, give me a second. Shapes Pizza. Oh, the box is there for the. This is the first video out of these series that's probably never going to end. Today we're going to be talking about upside down and downside up. Yes, mathematical equations. The only mathematical equations I know are adding and subtracting. Literally, that is no joke. I know nothing besides that. So we got a shapes box. Shapes pizza. Okay, so we're going to start with the box. The box is going to represent a cube 1 meter by 1 meter. Right now, I'm not in VR, so I can't set up a whole sort of sanctuary cube-based reference point. But okay, we'll sort of. It's just a upside down, downside up situation. It doesn't require a reference point of view for like a mathematical equation that gets bendy and stuff. So this is upside. This is upside up. This is downside down. Can you tell? Because the side is pointing down. This one is pointing up. I'm giving you this because this is going to be useful in understanding what I'm about to say later on in these series. So, upside up, downside down, and so upside up, down. Okay, this is down. This is up. Upside facing up, downside facing down. Flip the box over. Downside is now facing up. Up is now facing down. So I flip it over. It's upside. The box is upside down now, and so this side is downside up because this side was facing downwards before. When you stand on it and you look up, it's upside down. But when you flip the box over, this side, which was originally downwards, is now pointing upwards. So when people look at it, it's pointing upwards, and for them, they're going to be like, "The fuck?" So it's now downside up. I'll get into a bit more detail on the downside up, upside down situation in virtual reality. So you can actually understand in a point reference box. To understand and figure out. Oh, okay. But that was the introduction to this series. If you're already figuring out what's going on, it's going to be very hectic. If you've already figured out my math, the way I use, the way I think out of this video, don't hesitate to give me a comment on what I should cover in terms of like a theory or something. I am not a licensed mathematical equationist. Shit, I fucked up real bad. But I don't do maths. I don't know maths. I don't have a PhD. Don't believe what I say. This whole thing is meant to be kept inside this series, unless you want to go. This sort of stuff is supposed to melt your brain and also give you information. I'm looking over to my OBS, so that's why I don't have the NVIDIA gaze thingy. That's why I keep the stuff inside the series My Reality. I may change the name, I may not. It's called My Reality because, you're jumping into My Reality with no knowledge besides the stuff that you knew in the reality that you were in, which is Earth, the place that you are now watching this YouTube video. You suddenly get teleported into the same place, but in a flat land, a flat grassy land, like that FS19 flat grass map that now is in FS22. Flat plane of existence, pure grass, pens, those Q pens you see in VR chat and shit. And then you use them to draw the XYZ box, like the sort of like, hold on, this box, the one that does that, X, Y, Z, blah blah blah, like X, Y, Z, that sort of that one. And then you put 4 of them in the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, and then connect the lines together, and then you got yourself a sort of box, which then whatever's inside you can keep your equations, your mathematic things. You got 10. The box is to stay at 10 meters per second squared of gravity facing down. Being able to jump and return back to Earth, but with 10 meters per second squared worth of gravity. Instead of the 9.88 Earth has. And then, you got a magnetic field like Earth, blah, blah, blah. Compasses work the same way. Everything works the same way, but when you get, and you get laws of physics, thermodynamics, blah, blah, blah. But in this universe, reality, box, inside this box, you get to bend them, but only to a certain extent. The more you bend them, the worse the calculate. So you calculate something. If you've bent, like, laws of thermodynamics and you're trying to figure out how heat conducts through a copper pipe, but you've bent it in sort of a way of where the more heat the copper pipe has, like the more heat the copper pipe is, sending over it, the more thermal conductivity it has, the more time, you bend it, you bend that law of thermodynamics more, your math equations will get to the point where instead of calculating up to a maximum of like up to with an accuracy of 1 digit, it goes to 2, 4, 6, 8 until you're counting and until your maximum accuracy that you can get to without unbending, without loosening it, without fixing it and turning it straight and putting it back, gets to like 10,000. If you're calculating the fucking 1 million digits of pi, you're gonna get an accuracy of 10,000. Like up to the accuracy of 10,000 instead of one number, you get 10,000 different numbers included with blah blah blah, sort of stuff like that. But if you have any questions for anything, don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the brain fuckery that you've just watched. And yes, I hope to at some point live stream this so I can get chat's opinion on this shit. And yeah, I'm going to be making a VR chat world that will be published to the community labs at some point, so you all can either join off of me through a group or in turn at the same time. Let's learn along learn along with the train of thought that I'm going with at that day. But yeah, I hope you're having a great time. And the next episode that might be is black holes, white holes, and how not to transfer stuff between them. I really want to get started into this one, but maybe not. I'll save that for a later date. It's confusing. It's confusing as fuck. But I do kind of have a really good point. Alright. Catch y'all later. hit the yellows, hit the giant big, hit the white subscribe button. Yeah, it's not red. It's not red anymore. Get fucked. Hit the subscribe button. Give this video a like if your brain's been turned into mush, and if it hasn't, give it a dislike and comment. Your video hasn't turned my brain into mush, or just comment a theory that I should cover at some point. All right, cheers. See you all later. This is fucking incredibly difficult to say.